And it reminds me of this chick, Palestinian. Why are Palestinians politicians? It bothers me about Israel that so much of their parliament is Muslim. They even have Muslim communities in Israel. Why is that? They're your enemies. They should not be representing you. And Palestinians are our enemies. Why are they representing us? So we've got, what's her name? Not Ilhan Omar. She's an African Muslim. But the other one, her name? Rashida Tlaib. Yeah. Tlaib. Palestinian. Her parents are Palestinians. And now we have this new one, Kat Abughazaleh, very popular Palestinian last name. She's just a dumb bar. It's like AOC. AOC, the bartender. So the Dems have zero standards when it comes to politics. Democrats now have sex workers running for Congress. Here she is on social media. Be ashamed if everyone shared her dirty truth. Look at this. And I have no problem with dirty whores, by the way, for 21-year-olds. But should they be running the country? Having an existential crisis, seeing this pic I took during my shift exactly a year ago when I haven't worn stilettos in months. So I think she should get back to thigh-high stiletto boots, she's saying. There she is, giving you a shot of her gash. And just to show you what her politics are, 28C. That's the one right after that. Yep. They're not good. They're what you'd expect from some barmaid.
Prosecute ICE.
We in a T-shirt.
The Patriot Act. We need to lift refugee caps, and we need to offer complete amnesty and citizenship to any immigrant here who has not committed a violent crime. Additionally, we need trials. There is no moving forward without justice. Stern words for Greg Bovino aren't enough. Body cameras aren't enough. We need people willing to put everything on the line, not when it's politically convenient, and not have their hands in their pockets.
Okay, she's running on abolishing immigration enforcement. What? Which brings us to Rashida Tlaib, another Palestinian, 1-8. This is a woman that she might as well be Venezuelan or Cuban or Chinese. No, you're not allowed in. Why are you running the show?
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining.
Not a great look. The mayor condemned it. The White House condemned it. But what about Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib? She reps Dearborn. Is she okay with her constituents chanting death to America? Fox Business correspondent Hillary Vaughn asked her. Watch.
Congresswoman Tlaib.
Fox News. I don't talk to Fox News.
At a rally in your district, people were chanting death to America. Do you condemn?
I do not talk to Fox News.
But do you condemn chants of death to America?
I don't talk to people that use racist tropes.
Why can't you just say whether or not you condemn people chanting death to America? Why are you afraid to talk to Fox?
Fox News is not listen, using racist tropes towards my community is what Fox News is about, and I don't talk to Fox
News.
Is death to America racist?
Fox News.
Is chanting death to America racist?
I'm talking about your guys' racist tropes. You know, you guys know exactly what you do. I know you're Islamophobic, but you guys got to go deal with it on your own self. You're not going to use me.
So this is why I'm so glad Tommy Robinson is in town. That's a Palestinian politician who was screaming next to Ilhan Omar, if you recall. Remember Ilhan Omar? You should be ashamed, 24A. You have killed Americans. She was screaming. Meaning, of course, Alex Preddy and Renee. There's
criminal aliens.
Release the
many
files.
Cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal.
You're the murderer.
Out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
No, you should be ashamed. You see that in the corner there? We had Timmy McBride. Here he is calling Somalians pirates and making a Muslim woman cry. It's so weird when they go, when Americans go, Islam's not a problem here. We don't have an Islamic problem. This is what I wanted to get to, and I'm happy the Lord gave Sean another chance.
The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm.
He's calling all Somalians pirates, which is awesome.
Unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates.
That was awesome. I thought this was a good meme about how she represents the two faces of the country. Here we go. Irina, the poor mother of that daughter. It's not just a woman who was killed, a white girl who was killed by some deranged black lunatic let out on the streets by weak Dem policies. It's a woman whose daughter was visiting America. She asked for permission. Hi, Mom, we're in a war with Russia. Would you? I've always loved America. I know it's your favorite place. Maybe you'll be safer there. Maybe you'll be safer in your favorite place, America. You're so patriotic about it. You weren't even born there, but you're always talking about American culture. Yes, go there and be safe, my dear. And then she has to imagine, like, it wasn't like someone shot her in the back of the head. She bled out after having her throat slit, which has got to be one of the worst ways to go. Because you see all the blood and you go, this isn't good. Nancy Pelosi was mad at him for not mentioning Ukraine, but Pelosi didn't stand up for Irina. She stayed seated just to make it clear she deserved to have her throat.
Foreign policy, after drifting and all the rest, some foreign policy. Did he spend a sentence and a half on Ukraine, where democracy is at stake, where American people want us to be there on the side of democracy?
And it's the 4-year anniversary of the invasion today.
Today is the 4-year anniversary. You think he would have risen to foreign policy?
He did mention it. He talked about geopolitics, and he said, we've achieved less war than any other president because I promote peace through strength. And everyone clapped. That includes Ukraine, my dear. But I've always said, I have two major points here. One is Islam is invading America, and don't sleep on it, even though they're barely 2% of the population. They don't take over countries. They take over pockets. And then they start influencing. They start spreading from there. Islam is a virus. And the best way to deal with it is to mock it. And they've already started with Ilhan Omar. She was roundly, soundly mocked for her reactions to Trump, 2-8.
Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. The Somali...
Here was another person mocking her, 28A. And this is why they're a threat. So Tommy's over here. People are saying this. You don't really see this in America. And we had them chanting "Death to America" as Rashida Tlaib refuses to acknowledge it because Fox News is racist, whatever that means. They use racist tropes to describe her people. I guess I've missed the Fox News headline. But if you go to 1-9, the Death to America thing is not unusual. We see it in the left. We see it all over the place with Antifa. But we obviously see it in Islam and American Muslims because it's part of their credos.
Now you have all these Islam men yelling Allah Akbar. I have a question for you guys. If America were to get in a war with a country like Iraq, who would you guys defend, America or Iraq?
We won't get in a war. That's not permissible for us. But at the same time,
who would you defend first?
We would support our brothers in Iraq. That's the only way.
So you wouldn't defend America?
We would not defend America.
But you're American.
But at the same time, listen. At the same time, America is our country because we were born here. But in our Islamic book, we're not allowed to fight with people that are against our religion. So we just take up the jail time.
So you would
That's
not.
what we do.
So you would not defend America.
I would go to jail instead of fighting for America.
See, this is why it's in a unique group.
War against a country like Iraq again, America or Iraq?
America.
And should that almost some conflict of interest for somebody to be here in America that would rather support another nation, like Iraq.
Anybody who supports another nation needs to live in that nation. This is a Christian nation. A lot of the Constitution is based off of the Bible. And oh how far the country has fallen.
That's why God sent us there. And it makes me suspicious of why Sean begged us not to go there. It makes me think that he's in bed with Satan. He's in league with Satan, folks. And you go, all right, that's Dearborn. Let's try to contain it. Texas is a major Dearborn. I'm not sure I should even say waiting to happen. That has happened. Like, and it's not just immigrants and refugees and anchor babies like we just saw. It's these dumb criminal blacks who they want to be religious because it feels good. It's natural to accept that there's a God, but they feel like a pussy and an Uncle Tom if they worship Jesus. So all these fucking black dudes in jail, they end up joining the Nation of Islam, which is a bizarre, what's the word?
Offshoot?
No, a degradation, though. It's a version of Islam, the Nation of Islam. But they all hate beer and pork. So here we are in Texas, 2-0. He's definitely learned this in jail.
The religion of Islam by selling and distributing products that are against the religion, because we should love what Allah loves and we should hate what Allah hates. This is what we're here for, and little by little, one by one, we're going to be visiting all of the stores in the neighborhood, particularly the inner city neighborhoods where the religion of Islam is ignored.
Actually, am I that against them going into inner cities and saying you can't have 40s anymore? Okay. This is also in Texas. This woman committed the sin of handing out Jesus figures. I can't tell that this mall cop, Kevin Bart, I can't tell if he's Muslim or not. He's definitely a moron. So she's been kicked out of the mall for handing out Jesus figurines. What do you think he is?
For passing out Jesuses.
You got my name on that too, man?
For passing out Jesuses. At Grapevine Mills Mall.
She's wearing black pants. She's over there by Saks Fifth Avenue right now.
I'm leaving through Neiman's. Tell him I'm leaving through Neiman's.
Cafe. She was uncooperative, and she's
uncooperative.
I advised her that with his policy,
I'm uncooperative.
She could hand out Jesus little dolls of Jesus little trinkets, but I advised her about against my policy.
He didn't really do that. He didn't do that at all.
I'm with her right now. She's recording me. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine because it's in public.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
How could you be a law enforcement on a fucking Segway? How embarrassing is that? I missed that joke.
I'm over here by North Face right now.
With Paul Blart.
Oh, she said Paul Blart. Yeah, not Kevin Blart.
Paul Blart, the mall cop, who says Jesus is not allowed in the mall.
I'm recording you as well, man.
Okay, good. I don't really care.
Just walk.
Well,
it's not my policy.
No, it's not your policy.
That's not the way that a Christian would act.
What do you say? It's not illegal to what?
Yeah, a Christian would not hand out Jesuses in the mall.
Yeah, I don't think he's Muslim.
Sense.
He's just a dumb Christian. Get some space there. Uh-oh. We losing you?
It's funny, isn't it? Somebody
What's going on? Is he going down a ramp?
Power?
Oh, they both are.
Maybe he hates Jesus?
Let's bring your family, man.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It must be, is it fun? It must be fun if those Segways get some good speed. Maybe after the mall closes, you can whip around, screeching around corners. Didn't the guy who invented those die on a Segway?
He did.
He went careening off a cliff?
Yep.
Here are Muslims taking over Texas again, passing all kinds of bills while we look the other way and pretend there's bigger problems. What a fox. What do you say that is, Sean?
7.
Oh, I guess we should focus on men when we do these.
Oh, okay.
Because you are an FG.
All right.
That is 8. Look at her lips. Like there's no flaw here. The forehead is maybe 2% bigger than it should be. I don't mind. It's an 8.35.
Not far off.
What did you say?
7.7.
That's way off.
Morning, everybody. I feel like today is a good day to talk about the involvement and the impact that the Texas House has had within the Muslim community, starting with all of the bills that were passed in 2025. H.R. 34 was passed on March 13th, 2025, and it recognizes the holy month of Ramadan. H.R. 36 was passed on March 13th, 2025, and that recognizes the holiday of Eid al-Fitr. H.R. 37 was passed on April 21st, 2025, and that commends the Engage Texas Emerging Leaders Program, which has ties to both CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood. H.R. 32 was passed on March 20th, 2025, and that recognizes Pakistani Day at the Texas Capitol. H.R. 182 was passed on February 5th, 2025, and that both honors and memorializes an Islamic figure. H.R. 408 was passed on March 14th, 2025, and that honors Bangladeshi Day. H.R. 256 was passed on March 6, 2025, and that commemorates the 25th anniversary of Harmony Public Schools. Moving on to the ones that have been introduced or may be pending but have not yet passed. H.R. 641 was introduced March 27, 2025, and that's to establish Ismaili Day. H.C.R. 85 was introduced March 5th, 2025, and that wants to designate March 15th as Combat Islamophobia Day. HB 1044 was introduced on March 10th, 2025, and that wants to grant legal authority to imams to perform marriages. HCR 18 was introduced March 5th, 2025, and it wants to designate May as Muslim Heritage Month. HR 45 was introduced November 25th, 2024, and is currently pending. And that wants to recognize April 29th as Texas Muslim Capital Day. And lastly, HB 667 was introduced March 4th, 2025, and that wants to expand further halal food options. I think it's fair to say that we have a slight issue going on in the Texas House with all of these things being passed that have nothing to do with Texas. And so, like I've said, not only do I urge you to look up these bills, try to see who voted for them, and make sure you're paying attention to who's running for the state house in these upcoming elections.
Yeah, that's why it's important to do municipal politics. There's more than just the president. You and I cannot influence who becomes the president. We can't influence the that vote for stuff like this, and that has much more of an impact on your local life than whether it's Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. Can you look up the Muslim population of Texas? All right. I think the American population of Muslims, the Muslim population of America, I should say, is 1.8. But it's sure sounding higher in Texas these days, especially when they're trying to pass a bill to make Texas the Muslim capital.
2%.
2%. Okay, a little bit more. And that's how many are admittedly saying yes on the phone when they do these polls. Here's some goodie bags being handed out at school.
Good evening, Patriots. I'm Marco, the president of the High School Republicans and Turning Point USA in Wiley. Today, unfortunately,
this is still Texas.
There was an event to where there was an Islamic group known as Why Islam that had a booth inside of our school during lunch, and they were giving out hijabs to girls. They were giving out Qurans, and they had pamphlets about Sharia law and other Islamic topics. And we want to address this as soon as possible, and we want this to spread like wildfire. We want everyone to get involved and address this in however way we can.
Marco, let me ask you, are other folks of
Zoom
other
out,
religions allowed that same opportunity to provide those things?
So from what I've seen, I've never seen a church or Bibles passed out. From what I've seen, and this was definitely a full throttle thing. They wanted it pushed out as much as they could do it. So yeah.
How did the students react to that?
I would say there was a few students that were, participating in getting the henna and getting their names written down in Arabic and all that. But there was a big majority of us that were over there, and we weren't comfortable with it. And I know there's a lot of students that are going to be definitely round up. A lot of parents are going to be contacting the school, and we want this to get out and this message to get out.
So if I understand correctly, what we have is a double standard potentially. If Christians were to come or other faiths were to come, they would say separation of church and state, and they would ban this.
Makes sense,
but yet this is going on, and it doesn't quite feel, from what you expressed earlier, if I heard you correctly, it doesn't feel fair and it doesn't feel right.
Correct. And there's arguments whether you can be whatever religion you want to be, but this is not something
In public education.
Yes. Yep.
In public education.
High school. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious matter, and we are being actively attacked in a lot of ways where it's a double standard, and I do not agree with that one bit.
Okay, could be more articulate, guys. All right, last one, and then it's the end of the show. We've gone overtime here, but the Lord behest. This is just a random dollar store in Texas. And these things are better metrics than data provided by the government to tell you not to worry.
Who lives in Prosper, Texas, just sent me this. This is what's being sold at the Walmart in Prosper, Texas. So if you don't think that there's an Islamic takeover going over, once you look at this, this is proof. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that looks like hijab. These are being sold at the Walmart in Prosper, Texas. This is not too far away from Frisco, Texas.
That's
or
supply
Plano,
and
Texas,
demand,
where
too.
all of the mosques are going up. This is happening in Prosper, Texas. Guys, this is happening right under our noses. If you're seeing this, you need to get out and do your research on the candidates, and you need to vote these people out, because what Islam does is they infiltrate local government before they go any further, because they know that's how they can get Sharia law implemented, through things like the HOA. That's how they got the mosque up in Lubbock, because they went through the local government to do so. They almost did it in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, but the people there saw that it was happening. They went to the council meeting and voted it out. You need to get involved with your local government.
Perfect. All right, last piece. Go to 3.8. So that was at the Walmart there. And a big part of the Muslim invasion, of course, is that's their MO, but it's also our DIE. And I thought this is almost definitely one of these fake illegal alien licenses. Likely not a Muslim, likely a Pajit, a Hindu. But I thought it was a great sort of symbol of what this tolerance is doing to our country. Diversity isn't diversity. It is a lack of Western culture. And it's assuming the third world is better than us and they would enrich us. Well, let's see how they enrich us. We just saw how they enrich the inside of Walmart. Let's see how they enrich the outside of Walmart.
Oh boy just took this out. Look at him. He's still
got the Walmart on him.
Holy crap.
He broke the sprinklers.
Sprinkler system's going off now.
This is America, if we continue the way we're headed. This is how much they respect us.
Look at him. Look at him pulling that. He just kept going. He didn't stop either.
Yeah. It's like cobwebs on your hand when you go through an old house. Pathetic.
This is Walmart, Trenton Avenue. Wow. We were under that, and we were scared, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, I'm scared. This is crazy. I'm scared of diversity.
Can you believe that?
I'm a xenophobe.
That was crazy.
So, if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.